Bahagi na ng buhay nating mga Pilipino ang sports. Mula sa panahon ng unos, sa tamis ng tagumpay, sa kabila ng pagbabago ng buhay, ang Philippine Sports Commission ay patuloy na maglilingkod sa sambayanan at atletang Pilipino.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to The Road to Fame, a special pre-award show for the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame 4th Enshrinement Ceremony, where 10 sports heroes will join the pantheon of Philippine sports greats. But before anything else, let's talk about how these 10 outstanding, extraordinary athletes were chosen to receive this extraordinary award in this very extraordinary times. We sat down with some of the members of our selection committee to get their thoughts on the process that they went through in choosing the 10 outstanding athletes and their insights on the PSHOF and its relevance to modern-day Philippines. The awarding ceremony we are about to witness in less than an hour from now was supposed to take place in 2020, but like the Olympics, it took a back seat when COVID-19 reared its ugly head and caused a global pandemic. However, led by the Philippine Sports Commission as mandated by the law that created the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame, or Republic Act 8757, the awarding body adapted and made this night possible. Now, who exactly were the members of the selection committee that had the final say in choosing our enshrinees? As you can see, this reads like another Hall of Fame body. Now, these are the people who, despite the pandemic, made every effort to push through with the 4th enshrinement.
When I was actually chosen, if I may share, parang hanggang ngayon it's parang gusto kong kurutin yung sarili ko kung nananaginip ba ako. These are giants or titans in the field, no? I've never thought ever in my life that I would even be considered to be part of such a team.
Now, it was not without challenge that they did this, given the limitations of the pandemic.
Well, I guess in some ways, no, if I can make it ano lang siguro, this could probably be remembered yung selection namin maybe as the pandemic batch, no? Nagsimula kami, may actual meeting pa tayo, but soon after that, the pandemic came over. But I guess in the good way is because we have revolutionized the way we met, no? And napabilis din, no? Like you said, very active yung selection committee.
Let PSC Chairman William Butch Ramirez, who also happened to be the chairman of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame, tell us about his journey of selecting the 10 outstanding athletes.
It was very difficult, thrilling, exciting, with so many brilliant journalists and other famous Filipino involved in sports. It was not easy, and our conversation, debate, argument lasted for several hours and several months because we have many great Filipino sports heroes. It was not an easy one, but at the end of the day, we are required by law to select these 10 not only outstanding Filipino athletes, but athletes who will impact the Filipino youth in the whole country.
Here is the beautiful Akiko Thompson Guevara, also a member of the selection committee, telling us about the process of choosing the 10 outstanding athletes. And note that Akiko is a former 3-time Olympian.
It was a wonderful experience. It was also a little bit more challenging given the circumstances, COVID. Ang daming mga rescheduling, so much uncertainty as to how this was all going to play out. And here we are, virtual. But the PSC staff and everyone, we just made decisions as we could. And I'm just so happy na we're here today celebrating and honoring our sports heroes. Alam mo, it was very difficult. Phrase it. I also want to say thank you to the review committee who made our job that much easier. Kasi mahirap siya eh. All these athletes with such amazing track records and feats. And I think we had a hard time with the last few in the fourth round. But thankfully the review committee made it easier for us. And I'm just so happy and proud.
Akiko and the Philippine Olympians Association have been part of the PSHOF since the beginning, as was I, either as an MC or in this batch as part of the 8-man review committee, members of which you can now see on the screen. These reviewers took their job seriously, participated in long debates, held about 10 meetings, and did their research before submitting their recommendations to the selection committee. I was witness to those meetings, which lasted for hours sometimes, but it was never boring, never a dull moment, because we were all engaged. We were all committed to work together towards a common goal.
I think that, the country has well-known sports personalities, past, present, and in the future. I mentioned earlier that this may be an incentive or this may be a parang motivational factor for our athletes to perform as well or if not better than the predecessors. No? Sana po patuloy ito and napakagandang programa and nagiging pagkilala sa mga heroes natin. Hindi naman kasi, meron kasi mga pagkilala sa business world, diba? Yung kung gaano kalaki yung negosyo mo, gaano kalaki yung kinita mo and all, diba? Meron din yun sa politika, kung ano man ang na-achieve mo bilang mayor, congressman, governor, senador, diba? Ito naman sa sports, no? Not necessarily with how much you've earned, no? But the honors that you've brought home, no? To the country and to your family, to yourselves, and of course the inspiration. So this is, I think, the honoring our sports heroes. I think it's a very good program.
Now, let me tell you, the shortlisting part was extremely difficult. It took several meetings for the review committee to come up with a list of first 14 and then 10 from an initial roster of about 44 nominees.
The Hall of Fame is Hall of Fame, no? Hindi lang talaga ma-accommodate sa first batch lahat, kaya nagiging every year.
In the process of deliberation, the selection committee came up with several policies to improve different parts of the selection process. Attorney Billy Sumagi was always willing to volunteer to craft the board resolutions to help the Secretariat. The selection committee found many ways to make the awarding body more relevant to the times.
I'm so privileged as the chairman of the Philippine Sports Commission that I have presided the selection committee, review committee. It was not easy, and it was a learning occasion. It is not easy to decide who will become a member of these 10 inductees in this, because we have to go back to their own histories, their character, their performance, anong klaseng tao sila. At yung pagkakamali ba nila will derive him to become member of the Hall of Fame. So pinagdebatihan namin yan doon ni Kinito Inson, at mga editors. So I began to appreciate that not everyone will have a chance to be part of the Sports Hall of Fame.
However, whatever difficulty there was to get to this point, I believe the selection committee was satisfied with the choices they came up with.
It was quite hard because all the nominees deserve to be enshrined. But unfortunately, we have to select only 10 for this batch. And we thank the PSC for that many meetings, and the review committee also for giving their inputs. And at the end, we all agreed that the 10 enshrinees all deserve to be in the Sports Hall of Fame.
Wow, these are our sporting legends. These are the people that give so much pride that we want to honor, because I think also just moving forward, it just gives so much inspiration for those athletes to come. And so it's only befitting that we honor and recognize them, and that their stories be continued to be told, so that more youth will be inspired to follow suit. And I did my research. 29 of our Hall of Famers are Olympians. Well, it makes sense. I know if you think about it, it makes sense. But I take pride in that.
This ceremony is the fourth enshrinement. What sets it apart from the others? Attorney Ed Gastanes, POC Secretary General, explains.
Well, this is an important batch of enshrinees because we do the enshrinement, in fact, the selection, nomination, and then the selection, and then the review of the nominees at a time when the country suffers from the ravage of the COVID-19 pandemic. So for me, it holds special significance because as we all know, even during normal time, sports can unite, and sports can give inspiration.
Very, very true. These 10 athletes take their place in the gallery of sports heroes, shining brighter through these dark clouds that hang over their heads. Now, POC Chairman Abraham Tolentino, in one of our meetings, said, whoever are chosen must be able to inspire the Filipino people through their life and achievements as an athlete. A sentiment shared by Chairman Butch.
I could remember an English historian, Arnold Toynbee, that we have to learn the lessons of history for us to set good directions for the country. It is very important for the country to recall and recognize exemplary Filipino heroes, because heroes will be a very good example to our youth. It will shape a country to a better direction because these sports heroes embraces values, characters, discipline, which are very important, which are the missing link of society today, in our country.
Speaking from where I stand as a member of the review committee, I can say with full conviction that I believe all 10 enshrinees deserve to be inducted as they continue to inspire Filipinos to this day. And this recognition is our form of salute as a grateful nation.
Congratulations. You are so deserving of this. We are so proud of you, and I just thank you for the pride you have brought our country.
As we come to the end of our story time, let's listen to the heartfelt message of the selection committee and the nation to the 10 outstanding athletes as expressed by Chairman Ramirez.
We have to continue be the examples to the Filipino youth and even to adults who are hungry for character and values. They have to be an inspiration every time they speak, every time they move, because if they are living now, they are living heroes. Kung patay na sila, they will be remembered of the good deeds. So magpapatuloy sila sa magandang mga ugali at pagtunan ng mga bata kasi we are 110 million Filipinos and there are a big population coming in, mga bata. And I think the home, the school is not the sole educative aspects. Who knows that these heroes will give them impetus, impact to the lives sa mga bata.
Thank you very much and stay tuned for the main event, the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame 4th Enshrinement Ceremony happening in a few minutes. I am Kinito Henson and I hope you enjoy an evening of inspiration and pride. Keep it here for the Enshrinement Ceremony of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame.
Bahagi na ng buhay nating mga Pilipino ang sports. Mula sa panahon ng unos, sa tamis ng tagumpay, sa kabila ng pagbabago ng buhay, ang Philippine Sports Commission ay patuloy na maglilingkod sa sambayanan at atletang Pilipino.
Welcome to the 4th Philippine Sports Hall of Fame Enshrinement Ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, may we request a moment of silence as we start our activity by giving praise to God, and to be followed by the Philippine National Anthem.
I pray you'll be alright. Watch us where we go. And help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer. When we lose our way, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be saved. La fe de que Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kislap ng wataw at mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng luwalhati pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pagmay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good evening, everyone. It is a night of sports, sports heroes, and a celebration of the Filipinos' heart of champions.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anthony Suta, your host for tonight, and our co-MC is Miss Cel Guevara. Cel, good evening.
Good evening, Anthony. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Cel Guevara, and welcome to the 4th Philippine Sports Hall of Fame Enshrinement Ceremony. Anthony, it is a privilege to be with you hosting this event honoring these sports giants who we all honor tonight. Despite our current situation due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we take our hats off to the Philippine Sports Commission and the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame for pushing through with this ceremony.
I cannot agree more. I think we both admit that we grew up hearing their names of some of these inductees and became familiar with us here in our course of covering Philippine sports. Well, they have undoubtedly made a great impact in Philippine sports that tonight is their recognition that is a long time coming and one that they really, truly deserve. Before we proceed, allow me to give you a short background on Republic Act 8757. The Philippine Sports Hall of Fame is mandated by law under Republic Act 8757. Several government and private bodies make up the composition of its selection committee. However, being the government sports arm, the Philippine Sports Commission, with its chairman as the chairman of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame Selection Committee, leads the effort alongside the Philippine Olympic Committee, whose president is vice chairman. An athlete, coach, or trainer may be nominated within the set period and selected according to their achievements and contribution to the nation, among other criterias. Tonight's celebration is the 4th enshrinement, where we add 10 more sports heroes to the pantheon of sports greats of the Republic of the Philippines.
Tonight's celebration is another milestone in Philippine sports history, and we have with us no less than the man who led this 4th batch's selection committee, the father of the Philippine Sports Commission. Let us all listen to the welcome message of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame Chairman and Philippine Sports Commission Chairman William Butch Ramirez.
Ladies and gentlemen, good day. Welcome to the 4th enshrinement of Philippine Sports Hall of Fame. Tonight presents an opportunity to remember and celebrate the significant achievements of 10 Filipino sports legends who are bound to be the newest members of our Philippine Sports Hall of Fame. This moment is not only the fulfilling of legacies for our greatest athletes, but also a formation of new beginnings. A retelling of stories which will carry their sacrifices, hardships, and triumphs in giving their all to represent the country and the sports they love. In challenging times, Filipinos always look for the hero in everyone. We turn to sports and watch our athletes fight to the last second. But even more importantly, our athletes have the unique power to bring people together, to be a source of pride, inspiration in conversations and communities everywhere. Today is no different. The pandemic may have halted our sporting events and occasions, but never the opportunity to celebrate the athletic excellence of our athletes. To our enshrinees, thank you for letting us see the beauty that you have discovered in sports. Thank you for the sleepless nights, the relentless training, and the unfathomable joy you gave for your sports and country. You are our true heroes. As Chairman of Philippine Sports Commission and Philippine Sports Hall of Fame, I thank our selection and review committees, the workforce and production staff for making this momentous event possible. It was a pleasure and privilege to work with you. It is a great honor to be with you on this milestone, Philippine Sports. Congratulations to our new inductees. Ngayong gabi ating ipagdiwang ang galing at husay ng ating lahi. Mabuhay ang atlitang Pilipino. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Chairman Ramirez. And now we shall hear the inspirational message of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame Vice Chairperson and Philippine Olympic Committee President, Congressman Bambol Tolentino.
Good day, fellow athletes and Olympians. I'm extending my sincere congratulations to the winners of the 2020 Hall of Fame enshrinement. I am honored to mention their names again, one by one, particularly because their names will forever be remembered as the Philippine heroes in the field of sports. Paulino Alcantara from football, Eric Buhain from swimming, Coach Junicio Calvo from basketball, Ariane Cerdena Valdez from bowling. She is a nurse COVID frontliner too. Robert Jaworski from basketball, the former senator. Gertrudes Lusada from swimming. Elma Muros from athletics. Rogelio Onofre from athletics too. Leopoldo Cervantes and Roel Velasco, both from boxing. These are our heroes who will be the new inspiration to our youth for the sacrifices and achievements they have contributed to the Philippines in the field of sports. Choosing the top 10 from among the great list is not easy, since the list also contains heroes in their respective field. Some of the winners may not be able to receive their citations in person due to the pandemic, as some of us may not be able to see them for the same reasons. But this pandemic cannot stop us from giving honors to whom they are due. It is the right time for inspiration. It is the right time to let the Philippines know that we continue to support our athletes. This is the time when the fittest will survive. We have here the winners who are among the fittest and who stood the test of time. Enshrinees, you are our inspiration. We thank you for your contribution to the Philippine sports. Enshrinees, as you are, your names will forever be displayed in our walls longer than we may ever live. Again, congratulations and live on. Mabuhay po kayo.
Next, we hear from the Sports Committee Chairman from the Senate, Senator Christopher Lawrence Bongo.
It is a great honor to join you here today for the enshrinement ceremonies of several of our country's greatest athletes to the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame. The 10 praiseworthy sports icons and personalities that we will be honoring today have not only left an indelible mark in their respective sports, but also raised the Filipino nation with their triumphs and advocacies. Kaya saludo po ako sa lahat ng mga pararangalan ngayong araw na ito. Maraming salamat po sa inyong kontribusyon sa ating bayan. Tinatanaw ko pong isang napakalaking karangalan ang makasama kayo sa okasyong ito as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Sports and a long-time advocate of Philippine sports development. I assure you of my unrelenting and wholehearted support for our athletes and the entire Filipino sports community. In the Senate, I have pushed for funding for this kind of programs and projects, including funding for support and assistance to our athletes for their training and preparations for major international sporting events and grassroots sports programs that would enhance sports awareness among Filipinos on the role of sports as a vehicle for personal and community development. Asahan din po ninyo na patuloy kong isusulong ang mga panukala, programa at batas na makakatulong sa ating mga atleta at magpapaunlad sa larangan ng sports sa bansa. Nang sa gayon ay makabuo tayo ng susunod na henerasyon ng mga Hall of Famers gaya ng mga 10 atleta na ating pinaparangalan ngayon. Again, congratulations to all of our Hall of Famers here today. Paulino Alcantara, football. Eric Buhain, swimming. Dionisio Calvo, coach, basketball and football. Arian Cerdena, bowling. My idol, Senator Robert Jaworski, basketball. Gertrudes Losada, swimming. Elma Muros Posadas, athletics. Rogelio Onofre, athletics. Leopoldo Cervantes, boxing. Roel Velasco, boxing. Mabuhay po kayo at ang lahat ng mga atletang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Senator Bongo. Well, Sel, here we can actually see from those speeches how our sports and national leaders see the role of these sports icons in inspiring and encouraging our fellow Filipinos.
Yes, Anthony, especially during this time of great challenge. And to give us a deeper perspective on the importance of this night, let us hear it from the man at the helm, the man who champions the right and dignity of every Filipino. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
It is a great honor and privilege for me to congratulate the newest batch of the sports icons who will be enshrined today in the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame. On behalf of a grateful nation, let me thank our athletes for bringing pride and honor to our country. Through your dedication and excellence in your respective sports. Let your example inspire the younger generation of Filipinos to work harder in their chosen fields so that they may one day make their nation proud as you have made us all proud. Again, congratulations at mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you very much, President Duterte. Before we proceed to tonight's highlights, why don't we sit, relax, and listen to a singer whose career is also worthy of a Hall of Famer, a true champion and winner. Let us all welcome the Concert King as he takes us through the journey of a champion with this song. Ladies and gentlemen, the Concert King, Mr. Martin Rivera.
Hello everyone, this is Martin Rivera and thank you so much to the Philippine Sports Commission for inviting me to the 4th Philippine Sports Hall of Fame enshrinement. Thank you, Juan Fernandez and Carla, for inviting me. What an honor it will be to enshrine the Filipino athletes, the coaches, the trainers. All of you have gone the distance in the particular field in sports. And as speaking as one of your fans, of your millions of fans, both young and not so young, your hard work and determination going the distance for us makes us inspired to give our very best all the time. Now, I grew up hearing these names and reading these names and about the accomplishments of each name I read, and now I get to serenade all of you on this very special night. It is an honor to be part of this moment when we enshrine these sports heroes in the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame. I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I will find my way. If I can't be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though that road may wander, it will lead me to you. And 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It may take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through. And I won't look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's an uphill slow, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance, and my journey is complete. Yeah, yeah. But to look beyond the glory is the hardest part. For a hero's strength is measured by his heart. Congratulations to all of you. Here we go. Like a shooting star, I will go the distance. I will search the world. I will face its heart. I don't care how far. I can go the distance till I find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms. I will search the world. I will face its harms till I find my hero's welcome
Thank you very much to our concert king, Mr. Martin Nievera. Okay, without further ado, let's now get on with it. The fourth enshrinement ceremony of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame.
Cerdania of the Philippines. She qualified. Oh my goodness, she's hauling back the yardage there.
En al geteld meteen in de eerste ronde. Jaworski.
Introducing our first inductee. In 1917, he was part of the Philippine team for the Far Eastern Games where they got the silver medal. FIFA recognized him as the greatest Asian football player in 2007. He was the highest goal scorer for Barcelona FC for 87 years until Messi broke his record in 2014. He scored 369 goals in 357 games. Football Club Barcelona, Spain, from 1912 to 1916 and 1918 to 1927. He was the first and only Filipino and Asian player to play for the Spanish club. He scored a club record of 369 goals in 357 matches, a record held from 1927 to 2014. He was a five-time winner of the Copa del Rey, Spanish Cup from 1913, 1920, 1922, 1925, and 1926. He's a 10-time winner of the Campionat de Catalunya, the Catalan Football Championship from 1913, 1916, 1919, 1920, 21, 22, and 1924 to 27. He was part of the Bohemian Sporting Club Philippines from 1916 to 1918. Philippine League two-time winners, 1917 and 1918. Philippine men's national football team in 1917, representing the Philippine men's national team in the 1917 Far Eastern Championship Games held in Tokyo, Japan. Featured in the 15-2 win over Japan, scoring 2 goals, and clinched a silver medal in the tournament with 1 win and 1 loss. His legacy: he is hailed as the greatest Asian player in 2007 by the Federación Internacional de Fútbol Association, which is FIFA. The Philippine Football Federation's National Football Cup competition is named after him, the Copa Paulino Alcantara, and he's recognized as the first Asian player to play in Europe by the Asian Football Confederation. In the sport of football, our first inductee, Mr. Paulino Alcantara. Receiving the award on behalf of Mr. Alcantara is his great-grandnephew, Miguel Angel Rocha.
Good evening. On behalf of Paulino Alcantara, his granddaughters Clara and Blanca, and the rest of our family, I would like to express my appreciation to the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame for bestowing this great honor upon my great-grand-uncle Paulino for his achievements in the sport of football, where he played for the legendary team Football Club Barcelona, as well as the Philippine, Catalonian, and Spanish national teams. The Philippines has a strong and rich sporting tradition, and to be the first inductee to the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame representing the sport of football is indeed a tremendous honor. Paulino Alcantara brought the Philippines to international prominence during a time when international competitions were in their early days. This recognition validates his importance as a role model who young Filipino football players can aspire to emulate. Paulino was born in Concepcion, Iloilo, to a Spanish military officer and an Ilongga mother. He was 3 years old when his family moved to Barcelona, coincidentally the same year that Football Club Barcelona was formed by Joan Gamper. Paulino made his first debut with Barcelona at the age of 15, and to this day remains the youngest player to play and score for the club. He scored 369 goals in 357 official and friendly matches for Barcelona, a club record that stood for 87 years when it was broken by the great Leo Messi in 2014. In 1917, he played for the Philippine national team and then represented Spain in the 1920 Olympics. After retiring as a player in 1927, at the age of 31, he became a doctor. He also served as a club director between 1931 and 1934. And in 1951, Alcantara became a coach and managed Spain for 3 games. I would like to express our sincere appreciation and pride in receiving this recognition and award, which will ensure the legacy and lasting memory of Paulino will be perpetuated for generations to come. On behalf of Paulino Alcantara and the entire family, I would like to extend our thanks and appreciation to the Screening Committee, Philippine Sports Commission Board, and the Review and Evaluation Committee. Thank you very much, and good evening.
And now let us welcome our second enshrinee, who won in 1993 the gold medal at the Singapore SEA Games 100-meter butterfly. In 1991, gold Manila SEA Games 400-meter individual medley. 1991 gold Manila SEA Games 200-meter individual medley. 1991 gold Manila SEA Games 200-meter butterfly. 1991 gold Manila SEA Games 100-meter butterfly. 1991 gold Manila SEA Games 100-meter breaststroke. 1989 gold Kuala Lumpur SEA Games 400-meter individual medley. 1989 gold Kuala Lumpur SEA Games 200-meter individual medley. 1987 gold Jakarta SEA Games 400-meter individual medley. 1987 gold Jakarta SEA Games 200-meter butterfly. 1987 gold Jakarta SEA Games 100-meter butterfly. 1987 gold Jakarta SEA Games 200-meter freestyle. 1985 gold Bangkok SEA Games 400-meter individual medley. 1989 gold Kuala Lumpur Malaysia 200-meter butterfly. And in 1991 gold 4x100 medley relay Manila SEA Games for a total of 15 golds. Our second enshrinee, ladies and gentlemen, from swimming. Ladies and gentlemen, our second enshrinee, Mr. Joseph Eric Buhain.
To the members of the Sports Hall of Fame Review and Selection Committee, to the Philippine Sports Commission, especially to its chairman, my compadre, Butch Ramirez, to the Philippine Olympic Committee, Congressman Bambol Tolentino, to all the families, and to all the friends, and all who are tuning in to this enshrinement ceremony, a very good evening. Indeed, it is a very good evening, not only because I am given the great honor of becoming part of the Sports Hall of Fame, but more so because I am deemed worthy to stand beside the likes of the living legend Robert Jaworski, Elma Muros, Paulino Alcantara, Dionisio Calvo, Arian Cerdeña, Gertrudes Lozada, Rogelio Onofre, Paul Cerantes, and Roel Velasco. To say that I am thrilled would be an understatement. Sigurado may kanya-kanya po kaming kwento kung paano kami nakarating sa puntong ito. Ang maging Hall of Famer, ito po ang aking kwento. I started as a 7-year-old boy in the sport of swimming, but many do not know that I started because I was born with a lung problem. Hindi po dahil may swimming pool po kami sa bahay. I was born with a primary lung complex. And who would have known that a boy from Bacoor who is sickly would have gone all the way to the Olympic Games and even give medals in honor of our country. I was able to study in the United States. Because of swimming, I was able to serve in the government as the chairman of the Philippine Sports Commission and the chairman of the Games and Amusement Board because of my achievements as well. And today, alam ko na marami rin sa aking mga kasamahan na Hall of Famer, meron ganun rin po siguro ang kwento. I have learned so much from this experience. Let me share with you a few things that I have learned and hopefully will help current athletes in their own journey. First, discipline is what makes or breaks us. Disiplina ho. Huwag tayong magpabaya sa disiplina. Bawat kinakain natin, bawat puyat, bawat gising sa umaga, bawat pagpapabaya, yan po ay hindi makakatulong. So kailangan talaga always be on top of the game, of your own game. Never let it get the best of you. Kumbaga, always think that today and that this moment is an opportunity for you to become great. Second, consistency is key. If you are disciplined and determined today, be disciplined and determined tomorrow. Pare-pareho, araw-araw. Pagising sa umaga hanggang matulog, pare-pareho araw-araw. 110%. Walang pagpapabaya, walang relax-relax dahil wala sa mood. So kailangan talaga always mentally ready every single day. Pangatlo, celebrate nyo rin ang success ninyo. But never rest on your laurels. Ibig sabihin, huwag nyo ipaakitin sa ulo ninyo kaagad ang pagkapanalo. Bukas, kasi umpisa na naman ang pagsubok. So huwag niyong pabayaan na umakit sa ulo ninyo, tapos yung isang araw magiging 2 araw, yung 2 araw magiging 2 buwan, yung 2 buwan magiging 2 taon. Napabayaan nyo na pagiging champion ninyo at makikita nyo sarili nyo na imbis na gold medalist, silver medalist na kayo. So yan payong galing sa isang dumaan din sa matinding pagsubok sa buhay. Pangapat, do it for your country. There is nothing like the feeling of being able to stand on top of a podium, right hand on left chest, and hearing our national anthem being played, listened to, and respected by people of different nations. Yun ang aking inspirasyon. Ang makikita na lahat ng tao sa grandstand tatayo kahit hindi sila Pilipino para bigyan pugay ang ating bandila. At syempre, ipapatugtog ang lupang hinirang. Yun ang aking inspirasyon. Dapat yun rin ang inspirasyon niyo. I have dedicated more than half of my life to Philippine sports, both as an athlete and as an advocate for athletes. And as much as I'm proud of my achievements for myself and my family, I will always be most proud of the honor I have given this country. Again, many thanks to the selection committee and to my fellow Hall of Famers. Congratulations po sa ating lahat. Mabuhay ang Philippine sports.
Our third inductee is the only Filipino ever to be inducted into FIBA Hall of Fame. Coach of the Philippine basketball team, gold medal in the 1951 Asian Games. Coach of the Philippine basketball team, which garnered 5th place, the highest ever by an Asian country in the 1936 Olympics. And the coach of the Philippine basketball team in the 1948 Olympics. Our next inductee for basketball, we have Coach Dionisio Calvo. Receiving the award on behalf of Mr. Calvo is his daughter, Mrs. Judy Calvo Olson.
Good evening. My name is Judy Calvo Olson. I'm the eldest daughter of Dionisio Chito Calvo. It is my honor and privilege to accept this award bestowed on my father on behalf of my family, my brothers, Dennis, David, and Donald, and my sisters, Dorothy and Dolores. I wish to thank Mr. William Ramirez, Chairman of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame, and all the committee members for this great honor bestowed on my father to be inducted into the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame for basketball. My father was, first of all, my dad. He did the usual father things, taking us on outings to the beach, to the movies, and for late night bibingka. But even as a young child, I knew his passion was sports. Growing up, our household lived and breathed all the sports he was involved in, at whatever level of playing or coaching he had. He had the same fearless approach to the sport, whether he was a participant or he was the coach. Since my mother supported his endeavors, that meant our entire family was also immersed in the sports as well. By the time I became aware of his involvement in sports, he had become a basketball coach. We attended most of his games, cheering him on when he won, and sharing in his misery when his team lost. A few of his players ended up being related to us. He had a player that married his sister, and another player that actually introduced my mother to him, who happened to be married to another sister. I knew that my father was an exceptional coach because he was always treated with respect and admiration. A few of his players ended up becoming lifelong friends of ours. It was never unusual to have our house full of people who would come to our place after the basketball games, where they would discuss and dissect the game over dinner. And then after dinner, there would be cards. They would play cards until late at night. My mother used to tell us a story which we loved to hear over and over again about how one night it was getting quite late, and my father turned to his friend Rogelio Lao, who was called Roger, and he said, "Roger, it's getting quite late. Don't you think you should go home?" And Roger looked at him and said, "But Chito, we are home." So we loved hearing that story about my father because it just showed that he was so involved in what he did that time was of no consequence. My father loved basketball. He loved the intensity of the game, he loved the pace of the game, and he liked seeing his players grow under his guidance. He passed on this love of his game to all of his children. We loved going to his games, listening to his stories of all the battles on the basketball court. My brothers all were immersed in the game, and even his grandchildren became very avid players. It is in fact not surprising that I too married a man as devoted to basketball as my father was. Again, I want to say our family is deeply honored by this award bestowed on my father. We loved our father and his accomplishments, but to have it recognized by such an esteemed institution is the icing on the cake. Thank you.
enshrinee from bowling, won the 1988 Olympics as a gold medalist. At the 1983 Federación Internacional de Esquilieres FIQ World Championship, now the WTBA World 10-Pin Bowling Championships, as the silver medalist. Also won the 1993 Bowling World Cup Brent Peterson Country Award with Paeng Nepomuceno in Johannesburg, South Africa. She placed third in a singles event, Asian Games gold medalist. She was a member of the gold medal team of 5 with Vong Koo, Catalina Solis, Cecilia Gaffud, and Rebecca Watanabe. She shared the double bronze medal with Vong Koo. Ladies and gentlemen, our fourth enshrinee from bowling, Miss Ariane Cerdena.
Good evening. I would like to thank the PSC Chairman, Mr. William Butch Ramirez, and all the board members for the honor of being inducted into the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame. I would also like to thank the Philippine Bowling Federation, Mr. Steve Robles and Vong Koo, for their nomination. Every athlete's dream is to excel and be recognized for their achievements, and I'm very fortunate to be one of them. I have always loved bowling. I started to play the sport when I was only 9 years old. Then, when Lita De La Rosa won the World Cup, she encouraged me to switch and play 10-pin bowling for more international exposure. I have always looked up to my fellow bowlers, Paeng, Bong, and Lita, who preceded me as inductees into the Hall of Fame. They were my inspiration to strive for excellence and be like them. Their example served as a guiding light to help mold my determination to work hard and realize that winning would take more than just 100% effort. All of the sacrifices and trials I endured helped me on my path to success. And as I close this speech, with memories of watching the Philippine flag being raised to our national anthem, I would like to give my heartfelt thanks to my original coach, which is my father, who has always supported me and never missed a game when I started playing. My husband, who was always there to motivate me, and also Mr. Toti Lopa, who coached me during my Olympic career and helped me achieve my dreams of gold. Thank you.
Our next inductee is a member of the 1966 Asian Games, member of the 1967 Asian Basketball Confederation, where they won the championship, a member of the 1968 Olympic Games, member of the 1969 Asian Basketball Confederation, where they garnered third place, team captain of the 1971 Asian Basketball Confederation, where they got the silver medal, a member of the 1973 Asian Basketball Confederation, where they won the championship, a member of the 1974 World Championship, a team captain in the 1974 Asian Games, and a head coach of the 1990 Asian Games, where the Philippine team got the silver medal. Our athlete coach for basketball, our next inductee, is Robert Vincent Big J Salazar Jaworski.
Through all the years of competitive international and local sports, I can honestly say that I had the best job in the world. Cheering, jeering, joking, having fun, and with utmost goodwill, bringing the joy of victory and the humility of defeat to be part of the lives of the Filipinos for almost 5 decades has been the greatest honor of my life. With greatest humility, I proudly accept this award to be enshrined as a member of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame in behalf of the many basketball fans who have been my inspiration in and off the court. Thank you for the great honor once again. God bless the Philippines and God bless all of us.
Number 6 enshrinee from swimming, won the Asian Games in 1954 Manila, silver medal 4x100 meter freestyle relay. In the 1958 Tokyo Asian Games, silver 400 meter freestyle. In 1958 in Tokyo, silver 4x100 meter freestyle relay. 1962 Jakarta, bronze 100 meter butterfly. 1962 Jakarta, silver 4x100 meter freestyle relay. 1962 Jakarta, bronze 4x100 meter medley relay. 1966 Bangkok, silver 4x100 meter freestyle relay. 1966 Bangkok, bronze 100 meter butterfly. 1966 Bangkok, silver 4x100 medley relay. She was the youngest athlete in the 1956 Melbourne Olympics and was named Baby of the Olympics. She pioneered in teaching babies how to swim at 3 months old and made an impact in the country as the swimming teacher of thousands. Ladies and gentlemen, our 6th enshrinee, Miss Gertrudes, aka Tita Tuding Lozada from swimming.
Good evening. First of all, I would like to thank God and my parents for their support for being Philippine champion for 3 decades, 1950s, 60s, and 70s. Also, for being one of the first Filipina Olympian. I would also like to thank Kinito Henson for including me in this book as one of the 50 greatest Filipino athletes of all time. When I was the baby of the 1956 Melbourne Olympics, it never occurred to me back then that I would one day be given this privilege to be a Philippine Hall of Famer. I worked hard at it because I love swimming and I wanted to be the best I can be at what I did. That was the motivation. The accolades, the medals, and all the other perks were just bonuses. The biggest bonus was making the country proud of what I achieved. Now, at the sunset of my life, being given this honor, I realize that yes, it was a proud moment to make the country's flag fly high on my account. But that there was a tiny addition that I think is now a bigger gift. If I inspired one child to take up swimming or sports, dream of becoming an Olympian one day, then that is one great achievement. That is why I established my Tuding Lozada Swimming School, managed by my son, CN, and his wife, Lisa, for the students to learn real swimming and someday aspire to be future athletes and Olympians. I think with this trophy comes the task once again, doing something for our motherland. That is to continue to inspire, to continue to motivate, continue to help our younger generation to look at sports as a good catalyst in one's life. Sports changes you physically, spiritually, and mentally. It changes you for the better. It definitely changed my life. Thank you, Philippine Sports Hall of Fame staff, Christine, Malin, Alona, and Charlene, and the Philippine Sports Commission Chairman, William Ramirez, for this recognition. I am humbled and grateful. Thank you.
Our 8th enshrinee from track and field, Born on December 12, Mr. Onofre, 81 years old, is a three-time Olympian and saw action for the Philippines in the 1960 Rome, 1964 Tokyo, and 1968 Mexico Olympics. He was also a gold medalist in the 1962 Jakarta Asian Games. The following are his records in the following events that he ran in 3 Olympiads, based on data furnished by sportsreference.com. Men's 100 meters, 1964 Tokyo Summer Games, round 1, heat 8, at a time of 10.7 seconds, rank number 5. 1968 Mexico Summer Games, round 1, heat 6, 10.58 seconds, rank number 6. At the men's 200 meters, 1964 Tokyo Summer Games, round 1, heat 7, 22.1 seconds, rank number 7. At the men's 110-meter hurdles, 1968 Tokyo Summer Games, round 1, heat 4, 15.1 seconds, rank number 6. Men's 4x100-meter relay, 1960th Rome Summer Games, round 1, heat 2, 41.4 seconds, rank number 4. 1964 Tokyo Summer Games, round 1, heat 3, 41.7 seconds, rank number 7. 1962 Jakarta Asian Games, Isaac Gomez, Claro Pelosis, Remigio Vista, Rogelio Onofre, 41.30 seconds, gold medal. The source, the Olympic movement in the Philippines, authored by former POC President Celso Limjuco Dairit. And according to veteran sports scribe Ignacio D. Onofre, still spry and healthy, currently resides in Glendale, California with his siblings. Ladies and gentlemen, our 8th enshrinee from track and field, Mr. Rogelio Onofre. Receiving the awards on behalf of Mr. Onofre is his son, Abdul Bashir Jojo Onofre.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely honored to receive such an important award. In behalf of my dad, Rogelio Pangilinan Onofre, surely my dad will be earnestly grateful for the recognition he will receive for the sports he loved. It is not an easy journey, facing so many challenges for this recognition, but each one of them has only strengthened him to be a better person. As he is today, a thorough professional, knows what exactly he wants. Someone who sets his eyes on goal and does not lose sight of it unless it is achieved. As a proud recipient of this award, it would not have been possible without the inspiration he have received from his coaches, trainers, and his colleagues. For he has deepest respect and from whom he derives the strength to challenge oneself and perform his best at each competition. We also sincerely appreciate to the management and staff of our own Philippine Sports Commission in the recognition of the sportsmen and women, thereby carving their names in the annals of history in Philippine sports. Mabuhay ang mga atletang Pilipino at mabuhay tayong lahat. Maraming salamat po.
Our next inductee competed in the Kuwait Asian Athletics Championship. Long jump, silver. 1989 New Delhi Asian Athletics Championship. Long jump, silver. In 1993, Manila Asian Athletics Championship, a bronze in the long jump. In 1995, Jakarta Asian Athletics Championship, bronze, long jump. 1990, the Beijing Asian Games, bronze in the 400-meter hurdles. In 1994, Hiroshima Asian Games, long jump, bronze. In 1991, the Manila Sea Games, silver, 100-meter hurdles, gold in the long jump, and gold in the 100-meter dash. In 1995, Chiang Mai Sea Games, 3 golds. 1991, Australia Arafura Games, gold. 1983, Singapore Sea Games, long jump, gold. 1985, Thailand Sea Games, gold in the long jump. 1989, Malaysia Sea Games, gold in the long jump, and gold in the 100-meter hurdles. In 1993, Singapore Sea Games, gold in the long jump, gold in the 400-meter hurdles, and silver in the 100-meter hurdles. In the same SEA Games in Singapore, also another silver in heptathlon. In 1995, Thailand SEA Games, 100-meter hurdles, silver. In 1997, Indonesia SEA Games, long jump, gold, silver in the 400-meter hurdles. 1999, Brunei SEA Games, long jump, gold, silver in heptathlon. 2001, Malaysia SEA Games, gold in heptathlon. In 1985, the Asian Athletic Championship in India, long jump, silver. In 2004, Thailand Asian Master Championship, long jump, gold, and also a gold in the 100-meter hurdles. In 2005, Spain World Master Championship, silver in the 400-meter hurdles. Our next inductee, an athlete from track and field, is Elma Muros Posadas.
Una-una sa lahat, nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoong Diyos na binigyan niya ako ng talento na nagatid sa akin sa katanyagan bilang isang atleta. Nagpapasalamat din ako sa aking magulang, Cristobal at Alice Tansingco Muros. Kung di dahil sa kanila, walang Ilma Muros sa mundo. Nagpapasalamat ako sa Hall of Famer organizer na isa ako sa 10 napili bilang Hall of Fame sa larangan ng sports sa Pilipinas. Nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat ng bumuto na mapasama ko bilang Hall of Fame, lalong-lalo na sa kay PAC Chairman William I. Ramirez at sa mga PAC Commissioners. Nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat ng media people dahil sa kanila, ako'y nakilala sa lahat ng mga kababayan kong Pilipinas, alay ko para sa inyo po itong nakamit kong karangalan bilang Hall of Fame. Ang huling papasalamat ko sa ating mahal na Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte sa walang sawang pagsuporta sa mga atleta at higit sa lahat, nahirang ako bilang Hall of Fame under sa Duterte administration. Pang-7 president na po ang sinervisyohan ko bilang isang atleta. Maraming pong salamat.
Our next inductee competed at the 1988 Seoul Olympics in the light flyweight division. That's under 48 kilograms, winning the bronze medal in a lost bout in the semifinals. Our next inductee from boxing, Mr. Leopoldo Serantes. Receiving the award on behalf of Mr. Serantes is his daughter, Miss Leodiles Heralde Serantes.
Isang mapagpalang araw po para po sa ating lahat. Nais ko po sanang magbigay mensahe para po sa aking ama. Ngunit ang nais po ng aking ama na marinig ang kanyang tinig kahit po wala po siyang boses. Hayaan niyo po akong ibahagi sa inyo ang nilalaman ng kanyang mensahe. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Ni minsan po sa aking buhay ay di ko po inaasahang makakamit ko ang ganitong karangalang Hall of Fame. Isang mataas na pagkilala na aasamin ng kahit sino. Dati, ang boxing para sa akin ay isang hanap buhay. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, kailangan kong mag-boxing para kumita at para mabuhay ko ang aking pamilya. Maraming tao ang humuhusga at nagdududa sa aking kakayahan. Pero ang mga negatibong reaksyon ng mga taong yon ang nagpabago sa pananaw ko sa boxing. Kung dati ay kumita lang ang dahilan kung bakit ako nag-boxing, biglang nagbago yung lahat. Dahil gusto kong ipakita sa mga nanghuhusga sa akin na kahit isa lang akong boksingero, may mararating. Sinikap kong makapasok sa Asian Games noong 1982. Pero sa kasawiang palad, hanggang elimination round lang ako. Pero sa panahong iyon, doon ko nakita ang kahalagahan ng boxing. Imbis na sumuko na ako, mas lalo na akong nagpursige makarating ng Olympic Games. Di naging madali ang lahat. Dugo at pawis ang naging puhunan ko upang makamit ang ninanais kong medalya. Pagkatapos ng kabiguang yun, ay sunod-sunod lang panalo ang nakamit ko Asian Games 1983, 1985 at 1987. At nang dahil sa sunod-sunod na panalong ito, nabigyan ako ng pagkakataong makapaglaro sa Olympic Games noong 1988 sa Seoul, Korea. Dahil sa suporta ng ABAC, Amateur Boxing Association of the Philippines at Philippine Sports Commission, nagwagi ako ng bronze medal. Dahil sa karangalang ito, ay nabigyan ako ngayon ng mataas na pagkilala. Isang karangalang may pamamana ko sa aking mga anak at aking mga apo. Hall of Fame. Isang mataas na karangalan aasamin ng kahit sino mang atleta. Napakapalad ko dahil ganito kalaki ang naging bunga ng aking pagsisikap noon. Ngunit ang lahat ng ito ay di ko mararating kundi dahil sa taong aking naging inspirasyon at walang sawang tumutulong at sumusuporta. Sa mga taong tumutulong upang maging posible ang lahat, nagpapasalamat ako ng taos-puso. Unang-una sa buong may kapal na patuloy na nagpapahiram sa akin ng buhay. Sa aking asawa na si Divina Serantes na siyang nagtiwala at nagpalakas ng loob ko nung panahong gusto ko ng suko. Sa mga taong tumutulong upang maging posible ang lahat, Putihing Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, Commissioner Akiko Thompson, Olympic Association of the Philippines, sa aking mga kasamahan na sa hirap at ginhawa, laging nandyan para sa akin at sa aking pamilya. Roel Velasco, Pat Gaspi, at sa taong patuloy na naniniwala na sumusuporta sa akin sa lahat ng aspeto. Philippine Sports Commission, Chairman William Butch Ramirez. Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Gayon din sa bumubuo ng Hall of Fame. Ito pong karangalan ang mababaon po sa aking huling hantungan. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay ang atletang Pilipino. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Our 10th enshrinee won the Olympic Games bronze medal, third place 1992 Barcelona Light Flyweight Division. World Amateur Championships, silver medal, world place 1997 Budapest Light Flyweight Division. Asian Amateur Boxing Championships, gold medal, first place 1992 Bangkok Light Flyweight Division. Goodwill Games bronze medal, third place at the 1998 New York Light Flyweight Division. And in the Muhammad Ali Invitational Boxing Championships, won the gold medal, first place 1997 Kentucky Light Flyweight Division. Our 10th enshrinee from boxing, Mr. Roel Velasco.
evening, everyone. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Senator Christopher Bongo, Philippine Olympic Committee President Congressman Abraham Tolentino, Philippine Sports Mission Chairman William Ramirez, Commissioner Celia Kiram, Commissioner Ramon Fernandez, Commissioner Charles Raymond Maxi, Commissioner Arnold Agustin, fellow Hall of Fame, inductees, friends, guests. It is with a great pleasure and honor that I accept this distinction as one of the inductees of the 4th Philippine Sport Hall of Fame tonight. This trophy brings back the days when I started in the field of boxing, filled with the hardship and struggle. It is not easy to be an athlete, not easy to be a boxer. But the blood, sweat, and thirst paid off with every medal, with every glory I bring to our country, especially the bronze medal in the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. This is a very special occasion because I am together with the brightest and the biggest name in the Philippine sports history. Thank you to the review and selection committees of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame, the Philippine Olympic Committee, the Philippine Sports Mission, Association of Boxing Alliances in the Philippines, late Mayor Mel Lopez, late Bago City Mayor Manuel Y. Torres, late Pasito Piansay, former ABA President Congressman Manny Lopez, ABA President Ricky Vargas, private sectors, especially Manny B. Pangilinan, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Migrant Service Philippine Navy, Philippine Olympian Association, media, boxers, and coaches, especially my brother coach Nolito Boy Velasco. Muli, maraming salamat sa karangalang ito. Hangad ko na ito ay maging inspirasyon hindi lang sa mga boksingero at boksingera, kundi sa lahat ng atleta. Mabuhay ang atletang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po at muling magandang gabi sa inyong lahat.
Congratulations to our 10 new enshrinees. Let me present to you our 4th batch of enshrinees to the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame.
Congratulations to the 4th enshrinees of the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame.
To Philippine Sports, we would like to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, celebrating the greatness of the Filipino in sports.
let us close the evening with the Concert King coming back to serenade all of us as we take a second look at the stories of our fourth batch of Philippine Sports Hall of Fame enshrinees.
Mabuhay ang atletang Pilipino!
Once again, thank you to the Philippine Sports Commission for inviting me to the 4th Philippine Sports Hall of Fame enshrinement. This night is all about you. Ikaw ang bigay ng may kapal. Dugo sa sa lahat ng panahon, bawat pagkakataon, ang ibigin ko'y ikaw. Ikaw ang tanglaw sa aking mundo, kabiyak nitong puso ko. Wala ni kahatimang saglit na sa'yo'y may papalit. Ngayo't kailan may ikaw ang lahat ng aking galaw, ang sanghit ay ikaw. Kung may bukas mang tinatanaw, may isang ikaw. Kulang ang magpakailan pa man, upang bawat sandali ay upang mulit muli ay ang mahalin kulang ang magpakailan pa man, upang bawat sandali ay upang ulit muli ay ang mahalin ay Maraming salamat. Thank you. Yes. Again to the Philippine Sports Commission. What a wonderful way to tell those who work the hardest that they are the champion of champions. You know who you are. You were honored here tonight. So right here at the 4th Philippine Sports Hall of Fame enshrinement night, you make this a wonderful world. Thank you. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Don't you agree? I see skies are blue, clouds are white, the bright blessed day, the dark says good night. And I think because of you that it's a wonderful world. The colors of a rainbow are so pretty in the sky, and also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends holding hands, saying, how do you do? We're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow, but they'll learn much more than we'll ever know. So believe, no matter what, it's a wonderful world. I believe because of nights like this, it's a wonderful world. Once again, thank you so much for having me. Keep doing this. Keep being an inspiration to all of us. God bless you. Thank you for making this a wonderful world. I believe because of you that it's a wonderful world. I really know what I'm saying. I believe you and me. It's a wonderful world. It's a wonderful, wonderful world. It's a wonderful world. It's your world, it's your world, it's our world. It's a wonderful world. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Bahagi na ng buhay nating mga Pilipino ang sports. Mula sa panahon ng unos, sa tamis ng tagumpay, sa kabila ng pagbabago ng buhay, ang Philippine Sports Commission ay patuloy na maglilingkod sa sambayanan at atletang Pilipino.